Hey guys, I'm back with another video. So today we are starting with this set that I did in my last video. If you haven't seen it yet, you should check it out. It's pretty informative. And then I start with two of my favorite sheer gels right now. I'm going to link both of them down below for you. So what I do is I stack them, as you can see on the index finger here. I decided to only do one layer of each. And although gel polish does self-level most of the time, I needed to do slower strokes with this one because I didn't want it to cure streaky. And then we cure for 1 minute. So when I'm doing my French on myself, I like to start with my smile line first. What I do here is I start at the middle and then I drag it over to the right, and then I'll flip my hand over like this, dragging my liner brush downward. Normally I'd say to use your applicator brush to fill in, but for some reason I noticed that this white particularly is not one coat. So I get much better coverage by using my liner brush to fill in the rest. It is time consuming, but I get way better coverage, and it does save a little time in the long run because I'd have to go over it again with another coat, and I would also have to clean up that smile line because I would go over it due to me trying to get an opaque white. So now for the fun part. This part is the cleanup. This part is super tedious. Here's a tip. I dip my brush in acetone and I'll like pinch it, making the bristles nice and flat and in a way angled. Because I don't have a detail brush, but I did have a bunch of these nail art brushes, so I've just had to improvise and find a way to get them to do the job that I needed. Now this is honestly to each their own. I like a nice crisp smile line. I like for my nail art to be as clean as possible, so it takes me a long time to do French on myself because I want it to be nice and clean. I want one coat. I want the white to be as pigmented as possible, and as I said, for my smile line to be very crisp and clean. Using a longer liner brush, like a 25mm, which is the length that I'm using in this video. I find that using one that length gives me way more control over the brush strokes and the direction in which the brush is going. Now that we're finally done painting on our French tips, it's time to go in and clean up these smile lines. So take a look at my middle finger. See what I mean? It's very boxy. I wanted it to be nice and round and actually like an actual arch. But again, this is completely up to you. This is just the way that I like to do it and the way that I like for my French to look. Here's another example with my pinky. So here's what we're looking at after the top coat. If you look really closely, you'll see that there are some bumps and the sides are not necessarily straight. So what I do is I go in with my 8080 grit nail file. This is my favorite file to use when it comes to shaping because it always gets my shape nice and crisp. This is a really important part to do after you've already put on your top coat because gel tends to take away the crisp and cleanness of any shaping you have already done. Maybe we just love like that. So as I was watching this bag, I realized that I didn't have my nail file parallel to the free edge. So I went off camera, of course, to fix that. Now, keep in mind that the way you hold your file is the exact same way your shape is going to form. And that is the finished product. I was going for a early 2000s, you know, low, super white French look. And I think I succeeded. What do you think? Let me know in the comments. Thank you guys so much for watching.